when you start working, everyone kind of sets this arbitrary goal of $1 million. If I could make $1 million, if I could be a millionaire. And you get to that goal and you realize that the color and the excitement, because you've grown to accept that as just, well, yeah, I work so hard and I've built this, it just becomes a natural outcourse. And there's a first mountain that everybody's climbing in life. You graduate from college and you are focused on your career and then your spouse and then you have kids and your hobbies. And the first mountain in life that you're climbing really ends up being an ethos of self. It's you. And you get to the top of the first mountain, and some people fall from that mountain. Maybe they get divorced or they have catastrophic life events. They find out that somebody's sick or somebody dies. Or you just get to the top of the first mountain and you realize it's not what I thought it would be. And then at that point is when you realize there's a second mountain in life. And the second mountain in life is an ethos of living your life as a gift to others. I guess for me, the best way to describe that is when I felt like I had checked all the boxes that I wanted to check in life, I was in my 40s going, well, what's next? And I see other people sell their companies. I see them then start working again because they haven't figured out this pattern for happiness, this pattern for balance. And the best example that I can use to describe it is the first mountain is the black and white lines that you use to draw your life. And you know, everybody thinks more money equals more happiness, and money ends up being only 20% of the big picture. And the benefit of making money is that you can use it to fund that second mountain. And so if the first mountain is the black and white lines that you draw of your life, then the second mountain becomes the color that you use to paint that picture. And living your life as a gift for others is an ethos that creates a legacy. About 3 years ago, this girl came to me as a 14-year-old and said, I want to play volleyball. I know you used to coach, and I want you to coach me. And I said, you know what, I haven't been on a sideline in 15 years. That was part of my old life. Don't want to do it again. She said, well, I know you won state championships. I know you coached Division I in college, and I want to play. So you're my stepdad, and I love you, and I know you love me, so I want to coach. She said, did I get that part right? Okay. And so, long story short, I decided I was going to coach again. I was going to coach her club team. And I realized how much I missed it. The reason I taught high school in the first place was because I love teaching and coaching. I feel like it's my superpower. The reason that I won 2 state championships as a high school coach, and why I had a team finish top 10 in nationals for the USA Volleyball, why I coached in college, was because I was good at that. But I realized that the same skill set that I used to win a state championship that only paid me, $40,000 a year, was the same skill set I could use to build a real estate business. I ended up taking over the high school program. I'd taken over the club program. I started looking for a gym and I couldn't find anything. And I was telling a friend of mine, I have a friend, his name's Toby Mathis. He's one of the partners of Anderson Business Advisors, and he and I were talking, and I was telling him, hey man, I'm coaching again and I'm trying to find a gym. And he said, well, did we have a nonprofit department, we have a 501c3, did we not set that up for you? And I laughed and I'm like, no, I never even thought about that. It's one thing to donate to charity, it's another thing to set up a nonprofit. That seemed like a really big thing for me. He said, so this whole coaching thing, he's like, you're 48, this is your version of a midlife crisis, but this is really your second mountain. I said, what do you mean by that? He's like, oh, you haven't heard of that book by David Brooks, The Second Mountain, The Quest for a Moral Life? He's like, that's one of my favorite books. And he said, actually, I have thousands of clients, and my favorite clients are the ones who are working on their second mountain. I said, no, I got to read that book. I read the book. I loved the book. It explained what I was doing, which was circling back on something that really had meant a lot to me. And it's interesting, the first year that I coached was 2000, and those girls are now, that were 14, freshmen in high school, are now 38, 39. And I hear from them, and now they're coaching, and now their kids are playing, and I realized that I had created this inadvertent legacy with the kids. And so I decided to build my own gym. and I set up the nonprofit. I put $2 million into it, and this gym is part of that Second Mountain initiative for me. And we have 15 teams that are here practicing that play club here. We run the high school program out of the gym, and it's just been like the perfect balance for me, because now every day I work from 11 to 3, and then I spend the whole rest of the day, 3 till sometimes 10 o'clock at night, on that Second Mountain. And my personal goal is to give away 10,000 copies of the book, The Second Mountain by David Brooks. I had a chance to interview him. We're going to include a link to that so that you can watch it. It was a really cool thing. He was like choked up about it because he's realizing the concentric circles of this book that he wrote, just like I'm seeing that with the kids that are here, with the coaches that are here. So that's the thought that I have. That's the challenge that I have for you. What's your Second Mountain? What's the legacy that you're going to make, and what's the difference that you're going to make?